On April 19, 1529, 6 Fürsten and 14 Imperial Free Cities representing the Protestant minority in the Holy Roman Empire petitioned the Imperial Diet at Speyer against the Reichsacht against Martin Luther, as well as the proscription of his works and teachings, and called for the unhindered spread of the evangelical faith. The Protestants, the six princes: John the Steadfast of Wettin, Elector of Saxony; George the Pious of Hohenzollern, Margrave of Brandenburg-Ansbach; Ernest I the Confessor of Brunswick-Luneburg, Duke of Luneburg-Selle, and his brother Francis, Duke of Brunswick-Luneburg, Duke of Gifhorn; Philip I the Magnanimous, Landgrave of Hesse; Wolfgang of Ascania, Prince of Anhalt-Köthen; the 14 Imperial Free Cities: Strasbourg, Augsburg, Ulm, Konstanz, Lindau, Memmingen, Kempten, Nordlingen, Heilbronn, Reutlingen, Isny, St. Gallen, Weissenberg, Windsheim, Kors. 8 years earlier, Martin Luther had been banned by the Holy Roman Empire at the Diet of Worms of 1521. Emperor Charles V had wanted to end the religious unrest between the Catholic majority and the evangelical minority at the Second Diet of Speyer. The Lutheran heresy and the resulting religious strife did not figure in his political plans. The Edict of Worms had been suspended in 1526, when the Diet of Speyer decided that every prince should hold whichever religious beliefs he could justify before his king and God. 3 years after the Diet of 1526, on the 1st of March 1529, Charles V announced the Second Diet of Speyer. He again let himself be represented by his brother Ferdinand, as he could not personally appear due to the war with France. In his opening address, Ferdinand gave the decision of the emperor, the annulment of the Diet's decision in 1526, recognition of great mistakes and misunderstanding, and the threat of imperial ban against seduction by false beliefs. Until clarification from another council, all further new developments would remain forbidden. He also made further declarations. Those that until now have followed the Edict of Worms should continue to do so. In the areas where this has been deviated from, there shall be no further new developments, and no one shall be refused Mass. Finally, the sects which contradict the sacrament of the true body and blood shall absolutely not be tolerated, no more than the Anabaptists. On the 19th of April, the majority of representatives accepted the revocation of the 1526 edict. The evangelicals were told that they should yield to the fair and proper decisions of the majority. At this point, the evangelical princes left the hall. When they returned somewhat later, Ferdinand wanted to leave the hall and refused to listen to them, so their objection was read out. They protested against the decision of the majority to undo the decision of the 1526 Reichstag. Ferdinand demanded that they accept and obey the decision. The Protestant delegates refused to be bound by secular authority in matters of faith. On the 20th of April they presented the letter of protestation, which Ferdinand refused to accept. Therefore, it did not come to be read out, but was printed and made public. The letter of protestation was signed by Johann, Elector of Saxony; Georg, Margrave of Brandenburg; Ernst, Duke of Braunschweig-Luneburg; Philip, Landgrave of Hesse; and Wolfgang, Prince of Anhalt. At the final sitting of the Diet on the 24th of April, the decision of the Diet was once more read out, but no word was said of the protest by the evangelical princes. In response, the councils of the evangelical princes and the agents of the Free Cities met on the 25th of April and drew up a instrumentum appellationis, in which complaints against the decision of the Diet were once more summarized. This text was brought to the Holy Roman Emperor by an embassy. Since this diet inspired the adherents of the Reform movement became known as Protestants, and thus the Protestation of the princes and free cities has been seen as the birth of Protestantism. The decision of the Reichstag was protested by Elector John of Saxony, Gregor Bruck, Chancellor of Elector John, Philip Melanchthon, companion of Elector John, Simon Grinius, companion of Philip Melanchthon, Johann Agricola, chaplain of Elector John, Landgrave Philip of Hesse, Erhard Schneepf, chaplain of Philip of Hesse, Margrave George of Brandenburg-Anhalt, Duke Ernst of Braunschweig-Lüneburg, Duke Franz of Braunschweig-Lüneburg, Johann Forster, Chancellor of Dukes Franz and Ernst of Braunschweig-Lüneburg, Prince Wolfgang of Anhalt, Count William of Fürstenberg, Burgermeister Christoph Tetzel, representative of Nuremberg, Burgermeister Christoph Kress, representative of Nuremberg, Burgermeister Bernhard Baumgartner, representative of Nuremberg, Councillor Jacob Sturm, representative of Strasbourg, Guildmaster Matthias Clergyman, representative of Strasbourg, Burgermeister Bernhard Besserer, representative of Ulm, Burgermeister Sebastian Hagelstein, representative of Windsheim, Burgermeister Joseph Weiss, representative of Reutlingen. The decision of the Reichstag was voted for by Holy Roman Emperor Charles V, Ferdinand, Imperial Commissioner and representative of Charles V, her Chancellor Bernhard Klees, Bishop of Trent, Imperial Commissioner, Freiherr Georg Truxas von Warburg, Vice-Regent of King Ferdinand, Dr. Johann Faber, Canon of Constance and Basel, Probst Balthasar von Waldkirch, Imperial Commissioner, Frederick II, Elector Palatine, Imperial Commissioner, William IV, Duke of Bavaria, Imperial Commissioner, Leonhard von Eck, Chancellor of Duke Wilhelm IV of Bavaria, Louis X, Duke of Bavaria, Herzog Erich der Altry of Braunschweig, Imperial Commissioner,